everybody, it's Masterath here, and welcome to a brand new video for the 11th year, not in a row because I forgot to do it in 2020, but welcome to Masterath Gaming's Wheel of Let's Plays 2026. For new watchers who've never seen the Wheel of Let's Plays, essentially it's an annual video that I do, since I record very much in advance, and I still do, even though Phase 2 is very much looming. I'm still very much ahead of my current schedule at the moment. That I do like to show off essentially some of the games that will be Let's Played in 2026 and sort of show you what the schedule looks like at the moment for 2026. As always, card is subject to change. Some of these games may not be released in 2026. Some of these Let's Plays might not. And some of them might take until 2027. Unlike last year, where I put in a lot of games that I was still working on at the time, and some of those have been cancelled at this point. Some of the games have been, or some of the Let's Plays have been. I've decided to, instead, for this one, put this as surefire games that will be completed or have been completed when it comes to that. So, yes, let's have a look at the Wheel of Let's Plays here. There's going to be a lot of different things on this one, so let's get into it and see what comes up first. Alright, well, one of the ones that was from the, there you go, there he is, that was on the montage from earlier this year, which is essentially the beginning of showing off what is going to be happening next year when it comes to this channel. The Untitled Goose Game, a game where you go around as a goose annoying people and scavenging for items and doing things, but mostly you're a goose and you're annoying people, like geese do. Quite a fun game, this. You honk your way to ruining everyone else's day. Really fun game, actually. Alright, Peggle. Peggle is a game that probably a lot of people know from the very early era of sort of PC games that wasn't DOS. Peggle is a game where you fire balls at, well, objects, I guess. And try and get combos and everything to try and complete levels. You can complete levels by removing all the objects by firing balls into them. You get power-ups, and you always get 10,000 at the end. Well, most of the time. Well, I do, I guess. But yeah, my first game going into the Peggle series, and I do own another one, so maybe we'll see that in a future Wheel of Let's Plays. Who knows? Apologies for the voice, by the way, as well. I've just woken up, so yeah. Alright, so here is one of them, the Soul Game Studio Marathon. So, I have played a couple of Soul Game Studios games. I've played Swords and Souls, and I've played Swords and Souls Never Seen. They do have a new game that came out, I believe it was either this year or last year, called Minishoot Adventures. I haven't done a Let's Play of that yet, but I've got this in as a stand-in just in case I do. That's why Minishoot Adventures is not on this wheel. But the Soul Game Studio Marathon is, as they have made 4 games previously. Rogue Soul 2, The Gentleman, and Soul Driver. All sort of very much sort of Flash-style games in the Soul Game Studio style, pretty much. All the characters look expressionless and tired. Bit like me, really. But yeah, so essentially for just over a week, we go through every single one of those 4 games, which all range from try and get as many points as possible to essentially Super Meat Boy-esque style of gameplay to outrun police and try not to die before you get to Mexico. The Soul Game Studio Marathon. Alright, does everyone like bad music? Probably not. So, Pooh and Tigger's Honey Safari for the Game Boy. Yeah, I played my first Winnie the Pooh game a long time ago. It must have been over a decade at this point. And I thought, well, I have an afternoon free. Let's play this one. Why not? It's quite short. You go around collecting honey pots and then firing acorns at bees for a big party. Not for anything specific, like Eeyore getting over his depression or anything. Just, it's Thursday. My dudes. Anyway. Wrong day. Still, it's there. Alright. Monster Train 2, of course. This had to be on here. of course. Monster Train was one of my favorite games over the last couple of years that has been created. They've made a sequel, and I have played through that sequel. Now, the forces of good and evil, the forces of heaven and hell, are joining forces. They're forced to join forces against the newly awakened Titans. And you go around with, well, 5 new allied clans. Plus, you could also unlock the ones from the original Monster Train game. Plus, also, apparently this game is going to get some DLC at the start of next year. In the first quarter of next year. Hopefully. I might tack that onto this game as well, if it comes out quick enough. If not, then we may have to come back to it. It may not be like Monster Train and Last Divinity, where I was able to do one after the other. It depends on when the game comes out, of course. But yeah, really fun game, of course. Also, the music is metal as hell. So, bonus points. Alright, next one. Oh, God. Okay. Sorcerer's Maze for the Sony PlayStation. I believe I did a video on this before, which was a subscriber celebration video. And, yeah, it's... does everyone remember Arkanoid? You know, the game where you just go around destroying blocks? Yeah, I'm playing one of those on Boxing Day leading up to New Year. Then there's this, which it plays fine enough. It's a PlayStation game. You know, you don't really need that much in the form of graphics for a PlayStation Arkanoid, really, unless you're gonna make it 3D as hell. But yeah, it plays just fine. It's just everything else is odd. And I'm not talking about the furries in the game. I'm talking about it's just weird. The final boss shrinks and continues to shrink until sometimes it soft locks you. What a game. What a game. Might beat Big Rigs Over the Road Racing as the best game ever, to be honest. Alright, West of Loathing. This is one that I'm very much looking forward to showing off next year. West of Loathing is a very, very fun, very dark humor, very silly, very comedic, stick figure looking game. It's quite fun, to be honest. You go around essentially like a Wild West trying to restore the train tracks to go from the east to the west, while also being a rootin' tootin' shootin' guy with a horse that is either emo, dead, or crazy. And then your companion, who's either a drunk, very traumatized, or crazy. Yeah. Essentially, yeah, you collect items to be able to sort out puzzles. You beat the crap out of everything. You get stats, get points. Altogether, all of a fun game. They've got a Cthulhian version as well, which I might play at some point. But yeah, here's West of Loathing. It's not your granddad's Western. It's probably about Britain 1980s Western instead. That would be Wales. Are we ready to kick down some doors? Alright, so Munchkin. Everyone knows Munchkin at this point. It's a very popular board game from back in the day. And it's still just as popular now. You kick down doors a lot. You try and beat enemies. You level up. And the first person to get to level 10 wins. You can also play cards to screw over your opponents. Altogether, it's a fun game. Everyone wants to get to level 10. Everyone wants to get to level 10. But only one will. Or they'll stay at level 9 for so long until the guy at level 5 gets to level 10 because everyone's been focusing all their cards on the level 9 guy. That's usually what happens in Munchkin, to be fair. Alright, next game. Alright, I'm finally doing this. I've almost finished this, to be fair. Paranoia, Happiness is Mandatory. This game's finally back. It's finally back. And, yeah, it's from one of probably actually my favorite tabletop role-playing game, which is Paranoia. And in Paranoia, you go around doing jobs for the friend computer, trying to terminate traitors with your team of troubleshooters, who definitely won't stab you in the back. It's very much unlike things like Dungeons and Dragons, for example, which is obviously the most popular tabletop RPG. Paranoia, happiness is mandatory is teamwork, but do you really want to? Essentially, it's teamwork with a slice of malice. You can really screw over your friends, pretty much. And altogether, it's a very fun time. So is Paranoia, happiness is mandatory. Well, it's about time I play another Yu-Gi-Oh game. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy, my first foray into specifically the spin-off Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, where we try and become the king of games by collecting every card, dueling everyone, beating everyone, getting snatch stealed a lot, because that always happens in this game, and showing off our knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh! In tests. Apart from the fusion test, because no one likes that one. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy, with a new cast of characters. And Chumley. Well, I've said about this one a couple of times, but Reboot Month Series 3 is now officially finished. It is ready to go, and it will be coming out... I can actually say this now. It will be coming out in January of 2026. New Year's Day, Reboot Month Series 3 begins. We have 5 games that will be played throughout, 32 days. So it's Reboot Month and a day. It's Reboot Month and a day, pretty much, unfortunately. Because I couldn't fit 31 days, so it had to be 32. I'm sure everyone will be okay with that. We've got a couple of games lined up, including some games that have already been in a Reboot Month. Rival Stars Horse Racing is coming back for a spell. Super Auto Pets is also back for a spell. But also, new games have been added in as well for this, including Besiege, the new DLC for Besiege, the Splintered Sea. The 2 DLCs for Dicey Dungeons as well. And the new content for Shotgun King, the Final Checkmate. All will be revealed in Reboot Month Series 3. It's time for a reboot. Alright, we've got a fair few left to go. Right, Game of Life 2. I just want to try and get this one uploaded, because this one should have been in this year. But with how things were scheduled, I guess, unfortunately, Game of Life 2 was the one that had to be pushed back. I think probably for cheese rolling, because I just wanted to show off cheese rolling instead. But yeah, Game of Life 2 will be coming out next year. Don't worry, it will be Let's Played next year. Well, it's already been Let's Played, but the video will be released next year, where, yeah, just like the first Game of Life, but with this one, there's more of everything, pretty much. They've added more content in over the first Game of Life, which I did a couple of years ago. 2024, I think it was. The damn loans. That's what got me. Alright, my first game into the Matt Dickey universe. Yes, Extra Lives. So, people who don't know anything about the, essentially the video game designer, M. Dickey, yeah, he's made a bunch of games, mostly based off of one of his first titles, which was Wrestling Revolution, or the newer version, Wrestling Empire, is probably what people know him as, or know him for. But he's done a bunch of them. He's done one about school, he's done one about religion. He's currently doing one called Back Wars, which will be coming out at some point. I'm sure I'll probably buy it as well, because the M. Dickey games are chaotic, silly fun. That's the M. Dickey games. Do they play well? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Are they unpredictable? Yes. Are you going to enjoy yourself? Yes. And this is Extra Lives, a game where essentially you go around as one of many factions in a zombie outbreak in your entire city, and you need to either, well, you need to sort out your goal, pretty much. Cleanse the land of zombies, become a zombie yourself, and then take over as the zombies. That's an idea you could do. Or cure everyone. You can cure people of the zombie virus, according to Matt Dickey. But yeah, Extra Lives, quite a fun game, to be fair. It's sort of like a 2.5D sort of style, sort of like Streets of Rage style, I guess. When it comes to that, but it is very, very silly, like a lot of the M. Dickey games, and we love him for it. Good on you, Matt. Alright, this is a new addition. This game's not been released yet. It gets released in November. But it's Christmas Luge's sequel. This is going to be the Christmas-themed Let's Play for 2026. This is going to be the Christmas special. because I loved Christmas Luge. I did it as a Christmas special a couple of years ago. And while it was very short, it was one video, I still quite enjoyed it. The aesthetics looked nice. It controlled well. The little character was adorable. I think his name's Waddler? Waddler! I want to take him home with me. I'm sure he'll be happy. I've got a fish and chip shop, like, halfway down the road. I'm sure he'll be fine. But yes, I don't know too much about Christmas Luge The Journey, the sequel to Christmas Luge, obviously until it gets released next month. But yeah, surefire, Christmas-themed Christmas special. That's it. It's Christmas Luge The Journey. Alright, well, it's the 16th of October. Pokemon Legends ZA has been released. I didn't decide to buy it from Nintendo. I bought it from Amazon because it costs about 15 quid less. So hopefully my copy turns up today. But yes, Pokemon Legends ZA, this is an obvious one because it's the newest Pokemon game at the time of this recording because it's just been released. And yeah, essentially it's like a spiritual successor to Legends Arceus, which I really enjoyed Legends Arceus. And I'm sure I'll enjoy ZA as well, especially when it's gonna hopefully do a good job with expanding the land of Kalos, which is Generation 6. And I feel like that Gen 6 was very dull. You know, the game was fine, it was just a bit forgettable. So hopefully ZA can do what Legends did, at least, for the, for Generation 4. Hopefully it does that. Hopefully it does that instead of a Shining Pearl, Brilliant Diamond. I got that the wrong way around, but yeah. Hopefully it does a better job than that. But come on, Amazon, it's like 20 minutes away. Send me it. Right, Poké Night 2. Does anyone remember a game that I Let's played back in the day called Poké Night at the Inventory? The Telltale one, where you just have Telltale characters playing poker with you. Well, they decided to do a sequel, but this time, instead of with Max, with Sam. Max is in the background though, of course. And Claptrap. You get to... Essentially, that's the selling point for this game. Do you want to play poker with Claptrap? If so, there it is. Obviously, it's been decommissioned. Has Poké Night, a lot of the Telltale games, due to licensing issues and everything, since Telltale's now unfortunately gone under. But yeah, I was able to play this beforehand, which is nice. Alright, 2 left. Well, no wonder that'll be saved till last. Right, again, does anyone remember a game that I played back in the day called Party Golf? Yes, that chaotic golf game. Well, the studio has made 2 more games. One of them I'm probably not going to play because it's a multiplayer game. But I will certainly play Party Crashers, which we go back to the Neon... I was about to say Neon Abyss. No, that game's already out, but it's in early access right now. But yeah, of the party games, specifically Party Crashers, which is, well, it's like Micro Machines. You remember the Micro Machines games from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s? I owned V3 and V4. And, well, V3 was known for the term, well, at least I use, Micro Machinitis, which essentially is when a disc stops working, because it was the first one that stopped working. And then my copy of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memory stopped working. And my copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone stopped working. And I still think it's because Micro Machines V3 did it first. But anyway, yes, so essentially, you drive, you try and drive faster than your opponents. If they go off the screen, they're eliminated. At least for the round. You get points at the end of the round and everything like that, but also there's a bunch of other game modes as there are with the party games. And it's pure chaos, which is always fun. Apart from when the maps don't work, and there are a couple in this where the maps don't work, which is why I prefer Party Golf, because that game was just pure chaos, but at least it worked. Alright, and we end off with a game that I've actually just completed yesterday. Well, it's been a while since I did a Plants vs. Zombies game. It's been a year or so. 2 years, probably. I'm finally playing another one. Plants vs. Zombies Heroes. I was going to do Plants vs. Zombies 3, but that just went on a soft launch, got cancelled, and then soft launched again. PvZ Heroes, on the other hand, is a fully fleshed out game, and it's very fun. It is a fun, tradable card game. that you have to do missions of plants and zombies, so you get to play with multiple different decks, and each character can only have, or each hero can only have, specific attributes of cards. Some will only have things like sneaky and beastly and, you know, stuff like that. Some won't have those. You only have essentially 2 colors. If we're looking on like Magic terms, 2 colors for their deck, essentially. But yeah, it is also the longest Let's Play, at least at the time of this at the moment. Legends ZA might beat it, but I don't know as of yet. But it is the longest Let's Play at the moment of next year, and it is the 3rd longest Let's Play I've ever done. Barely, well, it's very much behind Temtem and Pokemon Scarlet, but it is number 3 with a bullet, as the 3rd longest Let's Play I've ever done. 82 episodes. God, that was a struggle to get through some of them, because bad beats happen in trading card games, and to me, they happen a lot. Anyway guys, that is going to be it from this video, from the Masterath Gaming's Wheel of Let's Plays 2026. Again, card is subject to change. Some of these games may be released in 2027. That might be the case. If something else comes out, which, to be fair, there are a lot of games that are sequels of games that I've already played that will be coming out either at the end of this year or at the start of next year. So I may add those in as well, and some of these may be pushed to 2027's recordings, but who knows at this point. Let me know in the comments below of the games that you're looking forward to when it comes to this, wheel, at least for 2026. I'm Masterath, and I'm going to, well, try and clear my voice up, and hope that Legends ZA turns up early-ish today. That'd be nice. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for my next video. I'll see you then.